All right, so recently I posted a video up on YouTube where I'm using this, I don't know what this is, but to emulate a stock as well as a barrel shroud for the game, specifically Zero Caliber, but it's also been used for the likes of Gun Club VR, and it seems to work perfect. This is pretty much what I use for this. This is an actual gun holster for a Glock 19. One of the wands stays dedicated. I use a sling or a strap, piece of Nerf that I've commandeered from my son, a DeWalt clamp for I guess wood, small woodwork, and 2 zip ties. And this it's aluminum. It looks more imposing. And this aluminum, I think it measures somewhere in the range of maybe 4 feet until it was bent and then rebent. Now you can tell this was done by hand. I'm not a craftsman by no stretch, and it reflects here. But what I'm trying to do here is do a replication. So I have here my little model friend's son, who's gonna work on one of the functions, which is to reload and then point the weapon. So go ahead and do that, please. Right, and then point the weapon. Okay. If you can C-clamp it, like, yeah, no chicken wing, but also C-clamp it. All right, so the issue with most rifle games or gun games is that you're not able to do this very well just by holding 2 controllers that are not tethered together in no way, shape, or form. And so what causes is the barrel of the gun or the sights to be off one way or another, because you're essentially holding 2 different items in the physical world. So by holding, go ahead and aim, present again. By aiming this way, I'm replicating this entire body structure, this biomechanic on this game. And it sounds it's sciencey talk for just saying I'm copying and pasting my movements. So in doing that, or keeping with that tradition, I just did this. So this is kind of what it looks like, and I'm doing the exact same thing. If you C-clamp it like that, or you're just holding it like that or like that, any movement that you use on your rifle will pretty much work. The only issue that I have so far is the stock being too short, so I have to bring it in really close. And sometimes, depending on the game, it may not work. And the wood clamps right here. And 2 zip ties hold the little round bar in its place, and then they get literally shoved in here. So just be advised that if whatever you use out here, if it's a Nerf item, you're going to destroy the inside of this by doing that. So, and after that, you may have to tweak with it a little bit. Oh, on the inside, you have to put some type of wadding to keep this thing snugged against the walls of the barrel. Can't really see it in here, but I just pretty much put like a lot of electrical tape. The next thing is I leave this the lanyard on one, and I do this bit as well. I hold it on, and the strap that I use, or the sling that I use, latches onto one side, and the other end I clip it onto the zip tie or somewhere out here. So you can probably even put another zip tie here if you have something that latches onto this side. It's even better. But I keep it in here, and then it's latched. And then my son is now gonna wear this, and he's gonna do the basic function of it. The gun holster can go either on the left or on the right, and that is to replicate one movement only, or one of 2 movements at a time. Put that there. When he's wearing it to the left, it's for him to reload. So I want you to go ahead and present like if you did again. So as you can see, nothing in his physical structure changed as much. He's quote unquote aiming. There's no sight here, but the sight's in the game, so that's where that comes into play. And just make a reload real quick with it. As you see the movement there, he either pressed the grip button or the trigger button, depending on the game, to get a magazine. and to insert it at the mag well, where in the game it would be somewhere underneath here. All right, drop the gun, and let's go ahead and swap this over to the right to replicate a gun on the holster. And drop the rifle, get your gun. Same thing. It's not a end-all be-all solution. This doesn't translate properly to any game, really. It doesn't translate properly to this game, but it has been a close second. There's obviously dedicated stocks out there that do it well and probably do it better than I do. This is just a little DIY of like the poor man's version of how to do a stock if you're in a pinch and you just need to get that stability and get your things going. The next thing that I want to do to this, however, is I want to replicate the weight of an AR. So I'm going to weigh an AR-15 or M4 carbine, kind of get the weight on it and see if I can line this with some form of weights, like, I don't know, like lead sacks or something. I don't know, just something to get it, to start working the arm as much as I can, because it is very light, it's very easy to move around, and the fatigue factor does not really play a role in this as much as it should, or as it would if it was an actual weapon system. So this is replicating that of a single point sling that you would find on a carbine rifle. So you put it on your neck and then you follow through by using your left hand, not your right. And then you have it. So when you let it drop, go ahead and drop it real quick. You can push it to the side. So aim, drop it, and then pick out your gun, your quote unquote gun. All right, drop. There it is. So it's out of your way. All right, go ahead back and get your rifle. And it's back at it again. So that's the movements that we replicate while playing the game. All right, hopefully this serves as some form of guideline. There's no absolutes in it. Like I said, it's no end-all be-all. Go ahead and take it off. But it's definitely something to get you thinking a little bit more critical about it. Do note that once this thing is in here, with the current way that I'm doing things, it's there until those zip ties come off. When the zip ties come off, everything starts getting loose, and I guess you don't have that rifle anymore. So there are certain stages in zero caliber that it's kind of hard. Like if you have to climb the obstacle course, right, or if you have to climb that tower in the game to hit the beacon, it's kind of troublesome. But it's also possible. It's not the best thing, and it's not a fun point of the game, but it does do the job. And the job that I'm focused on right now is to feel like I'm kind of immersed in the game. And that's it. Hopefully this works for y'all. Anyway, have fun out there.